exhale. Bring it up, inhale. Hold on to one wrist up here. Lengthen that side a little bit more. Then come over to the opposite side and feel a nice deep stretch. Pressing equally into sits bones into your feet. Taking this for a couple breaths. Bringing in that essence of that nice laurel leaf. And then bring yourself up. Inhale, lengthen. And switch out, lengthen, and come on over. Keeping our neck kind of in a neutral position, right? Just in between the ears by your biceps. And then bring yourself up. Inhale. Exhale, take it on down, keeping that spine long, arms stay really long. We're going to do that again, but with a little bit of neck work as well. Rising up, inhale. Take a hold of one wrist, lengthen. Come on over. This time, smell that upper armpit. Inhale. Exhale. Take yourself into neutral. Bring yourself up. Inhale. And release into the other arm. Lengthen. Take yourself over. Exhale. Still neck in neutral. And then turn it towards that upper bicep. In. Down. Down. Get more. Inhale. Lift. Exhale. Let's take it on down. Just a little bit of work into the shoulders there. Inhale, exhale back. This will help that upper area too, Shelly, just to work in between those shoulder blades. And now pull them both forward, right? Let yourself be really rounded and let your head, chin come to chest, pulling in at your belly. Bring your shoulders up closer to your earlobes. And I know that's the opposite of what I usually have you do, but come into that squeeze as you bring yourself forward. Pull the shoulders down as your chin is still forward, and then begin to slowly lift up. Take your hands interlace behind you, push down, open chest, look up, inhale. And exhale, bring your body forward into flat spine. Okay? Flat spine, crown of the heads reaching in that energy towards one another here. Okay? And then releasing, let your hands, fingers come towards your feet. And then take them out, shoulder height. And then rise on up, nice strong core, inhale. And exhale, let's take it on down. Okay, we're going to start moving out of the chair then. And just going to move back so that I've got a better view here. Take your arm forward. Bring your body weight forward. Turn mute. Before you lift out of the chair, let me mute. There we go. She likes to do a business and work while she's doing yoga. I don't know how she does that. All right. So let's do a little bit back and forth here just to work in the core before we lift up. Okay. Bring yourself forward. Take yourself back to neutral and then take yourself into an incline. Again, not so much that you're going to hurt the lower spine, so that you feel your core working. Inhale to neutral. Bring yourself forward, keeping that core strong. Even when you come forward, it's going to totally want to relax. Bring it in, take yourself back into neutral, hold into core, only come back, because we've talked about this before, to a place where it doesn't bother your lower spine, okay? But you know you're working that lower abs. Bring yourself up. Let's do that one more time. Take yourself forward, looking down. Back into neutral, press into your feet, come on back, fingers pulling forward. Good. And then coming here, we're going to rise up but stay low. we're coming into chair pose, okay? This is a pretty low chair because we've come just straight out of that chair. Okay. And then we're going to rise up, lengthen our legs, let our arms rise up. This is good for strengthening the knees. Harriet. Exhale, come down slowly. And take a look at your feet. Do you need to adjust them so they're parallel? Do you need to adjust them so that your weight is more on the heels than on the toes? Maybe you can lift the toes up, lift out of those pretty feet, and then press into your foot, lift up. Let's let the arms come up too. And now flow. Exhale down. Inhale, rise. This is so exciting to have so many people here in our in-person. So it's Sparky that's zooming with us. And Sparky, we've got Lena here. We're gonna exhale, do a cheer for every person that's here. We only have 100 people here, so don't worry. Chris is here. Hi, Chris. Rise up. Hello, Harriet. Rise up. And Shelley, you can certainly take any other form, but just keep both hands on your hips, okay? So, hello, Shelley. Rising up. Luann. Oh, Luann. Hi. There we go. Coming up. And Kevin is here too. Bring yourself up. And one more for Julie. Come on down. Let's hold this one. Take your arms out. Airplane. Take them back. Yeah. Hands come behind you. Interlace. Push down. Stand up. Inhale. And exhale. Release. And hopefully you're still being energized by the essential oil. It's wonderful. It's one of my favorites. It's one of those that make me melt. All right, let's get on our mats, okay? So we'll be doing a little bit of our work on our mats into some of our standing, strong standing poses, all right? And so for some of you, that's it. Yeah. You can turn it off if you want. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Do you know how to oscillate it? Is that okay with everybody?
Sure.
Yeah, and you know, we're not in a hot yoga room, but it does seem to get a little warmer here. If you're by one of those vents, you might be feeling a little bit of some relief from that. I'm used to hot yoga, so I don't mind sweating when I practice, but I know some people would prefer not having that. So did it get turned off? Yeah. Okay. But did you want it? Because we can just face it.
It's okay.
What do you feel like?
I would love some air,
Okay, so we're gonna do
but
this.
I can live without it.
Okay. So let me adjust this so that. Are you guys getting any of that? You guys over here? Okay. And are you far enough away, Luann?
I don't feel it
Okay,
right on me.
okay. Good idea, Lena. Let's do some of that. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Let's march it out. And just to get our legs working and maybe our hips and maybe our upper body, our arms into it. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, salsa groove, got one foot forward, the other foot back, whatever feels good, let it happen. I got my peppers on, right? So I was keen to do a little bit of salsa. All right, so let's go ahead from here and come into a 5-pointed star. And you guys face whatever direction. I will be as clear as I can about the directions of what we're doing. So you hopefully won't have to stretch your neck too much. Your toes are all parallel to one another, to the long side of your mat right now. Our arms are gonna come out, fingers open wide. Okay. And so here we're just in this 5-point star. We're gonna take it from here to make it so that we're in a V, the upper body, and look up. Feel that through your chest. Open up your fingers. Try not to curve into the lower spine though, okay? And then take your hands back to shoulder height and your head follows. Take yourself up into V. Feel a contraction in the side of your body, in your belly. Take it just to your shoulder height and your head comes down. One more time. Lengthen maybe a little bit more. Big inhale. Exhale it, take it on down, shoulder height. Okay, good. And then let's take the foot closest to the center circle and press it out towards this short edge of your mat. Okay. As you guys stay there, we're setting ourselves up for triangle. I'm going to bring blocks closer in to you because you might want to use blocks. You may not. Okay, but I want you to have them available. I've been using blocks a lot lately because of my spine, but it's getting a lot better. Good. So here we are coming into a triangle pose. So triangle, the legs stay straight. Let's take our front body towards that center circle and just the side of your body. Okay, we're not going to come all the way down yet. Then bring yourself back into straight spine. Take yourself in the opposite way towards the back side. Just with that upper body, feeling it in your obliques. Come back to center. Lead forward. Bring yourself back to center. Lead back. Exhale. Inhale up. One more time, each direction. Lean forward. Bring yourself up. And exhale. Take yourself on. And bring yourself up. Good. And let's go ahead. Take yourself over forward one more time. Take your hand to thigh, to shin, or to a high block on the inside of your heel. Okay? If one high block isn't enough, then you stand one on top of the other, but a short and then a tall. Okay? And then go ahead and take that arm up. What I want you to do, good, is to have your hands somewhere, just not on your kneecap. Okay? So either below or on top of the knee or on your block. It all looks really good, you guys. And Shelley, you can even rise up more if you want. I'm good. Okay, and then lengthen that side body, lengthen the hand up towards the ceiling. And then bend into that front knee so that you feel like you have that front knee and ankle in alignment there. Good. And then take that upper arm and let's make some circles. Okay. Inhaling as you lift up, exhaling as you come down. All right. So we're right now taking the arm back up straight. Take bicep by your ear if that feels appropriate for you. And we are in extended side angle here. And another place you can go here is forearm on your thigh, because now you've got a place to put it. So maybe that's more comfortable. And now from here, we're bringing our spine straight up and arms come back out. And we find ourselves in warrior two. Good. So just check in. Are your feet far enough, wide enough that you feel you've got really good balance? All right, so I can kind of do this and feel like I'm not swaying one way or the other. Feel really strong here. Okay, good. And then I'm going to take the front arm forward, palm up, bring it up, slide my other hand down the back leg, look up, lengthen. Still keep finding a really straight spine. It's not perpendicular to the ground, but it's still really long. Long would be a better word, maybe. And then bring yourself into warrior two. Now let's dance with that. Both hands up, leg lengthens, hands reach and they touch one another. And then you exhale, palms down, looking over that front arm. And then inhale, straight leg, just not hyperextending into that knee, always having control of the knee and those muscles around it, right, that we talked about. Area that everybody has to work on. Exhaling here. Inhaling, lift. Hold your breath, guys. If you close your eyes, you may fall off of balance. I just did that. I was thinking, this feels really good. And I'm smelling that laurel leaf. And then I'll close my eyes. And I started to tip over. So you may not want to do that. Okay. Let's do 2 more. And this should just come in feeling really natural now. Really pretty graceful, sweet, and beautiful. Find ourselves back in that warrior 2. Straighten that front leg again so that we've set ourselves back into almost 5-pointed star. Take those toes back forward. Okay, your side, however you're gonna approach that. And now take your heels in and your toes out. I'm gonna have these blocks available because I'm gonna be using them. So they're in the front. And I have a really good stance again. My feet are not so open that I feel like I can't balance, okay? And they're not so far apart that I feel I can't balance. I'm feeling really grounded here. And I'm going to keep my belly in. I'm going to reach forward with a straight spine. I'm going to take a hold of those blocks. And so I have a half lift going on here with externally rotated feet. Flat spine. Yeah, everybody gets to look down, or if you look up, you get a good view of somebody else's rear end. So hope you guys don't mind. We're all friends in here. And so maybe looking down between the blocks. And let's go ahead and take and bend slightly into one knee, opening up the side of the other inside part of that leg. And then straighten that leg that you bent, bend into the other one and give a good little stretch. Hanging into those places or hanging there for a couple of breaths and then changing it out. Or if you prefer doing it with breath, you inhale, lift, you exhale, bend, or you hang out. You guys decide, do you want a little longer in that stretch, or do you want to take it in a slow breath exchange? But we're keeping our backs flat and we're pulling it in our navel so that we're really staying strong in our core. We're not just like letting everything hang there. Okay. Just a gentle little flow and opening. Let's do one more each side. Don't worry, we're going to get to the other side of that leg too. Bring yourself back forward. Take your toes now forward instead of out and walk your blocks forward into a wide-legged down dog. So you should feel your back really lengthening here. Yeah, and you should feel the back side of your legs lengthening. The blocks are there only if you need or want them. You can take hands to the earth. You can use any height of the block that feels good for you. But keep in mind that you don't want to hyperextend or overextend anywhere. We want to practice today so we can practice tomorrow. And practice makes progress, doesn't make perfection. Couple more breaths here. Think about long spine. Think about tailbone growing behind you, crown growing in front of you. And then walking your hands back underneath your shoulders with or without blocks. And bend slightly into your knees. Take your hands to your thighs. Okay. And let your
torso come perpendicular to the ground. Yeah, so we're in a little squat. And again, if your feet feel okay with toes forward, if you want to have a little bit of opening, find that. So squatting, release your hands, arms rise up. And we're going to do a reverse goddess. So usually goddess, we squat and our hands come down. Here we're going to have arms up, squat, and then lengthen legs, come into goddess, arms. So we bring them down, yes. And then inhale, we lengthen arms up, we squat down. And then we bring those arms down. So go ahead with your breath. I'm inhaling as I lengthen my arms and squat down, and I'm exhaling. As I stand up, yours may be opposite, but just find that rhythm so that you can find breath working for you and your body. Take your 2 more, you guys. It's a meditative movement here. Arms out, shoulder height, toes pointing forward if they weren't already. Back foot turns out to the edge, short edge of your mat. Finding long legs here. I'm taking a walk over. Don't need to have that walk if you don't want it. Pull the front part of your body forward. Bring it back to center. Pull the back part back. Feel that in your waist. Bring it forward. Come forward. Back to center. Take it on back. Yeah, really stretching, finding what that is for you. One more set. To center. One more time, forward, 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 forward. Let that hand come down anywhere on your kneecap. And the other arm rises up. Triangle pose. Legs are straight, arms are straight, fingers are reaching up on one side and out on the other. Find where our neck and our gaze is going to be. Beautiful. And that upper arm, if that's difficult on the shoulder, we just bend it and hang on to our hip. Okay. So really listen to body, not watching necessarily what everybody else might be doing. Listen to the body, and then bring yourself back up and bend into that front knee. And from here, we find ourselves warrior 2. Let's take that hand back down because I missed a couple things here. Rise up, and you got that bent knee. And then take that upper arm, make some circles. Breathe in more. Breathe in your truth. Let it pass into your lymph nodes and help you cleanse, detox. Go ahead and go on the other way. Swimming stroke, so to speak. Chris gives up her swimming to do 2 yogas and a walk on Wednesday, so we got to give her a few little swimming strokes. And then take your arm, bicep by your ear, really lengthening here into extended side angle. And now raise up into warrior 2. Find again, length, depth, arms. Again, arms get tired. Here, hips are a great place for our tired arms. Okay, but you can let your arms dangle. You can do anything else you want to with them. Let's dance. Bye, Nina. Thank you. See you. Straight leg, arms lift. Exhale, bend knee. Take a look. Inhale, rise. Exhale, take it down. Keep going, guys. Your breath. Let's do 2 more. And the arms coming up. Go on, just take it into maybe some cactus arms or arms on your hips and just move into the legs. Straighten that front leg. Turn all toes forward. Hands come to your hips and let's walk those feet in. Let's turn ourselves back towards the center of the room with blocks close by. And so we did a lot of kind of static motion, right? Let's take other motion into our bodies now where we're gonna lighten up our hips with some big circles. Lively up yourself. And then reversing. And I don't know if, I know Kevin, I don't know about Shelley, if you've been baptized, I think you two have, Harriet and Chris and Sparky too, have been baptized into seaweed asana, but that's coming up next, okay? I'm gonna work our way down. All right, so let's go ahead first into eagle, and we're working a little bit of balancing here, okay? Because we all need to practice that. Let's lift our arms up, inhale, and again, if your arms just reach to here, find that expansion, whatever it is, and then come down, cross your right under your left. And you might be here. Maybe you find that you can get those forearms to somehow be closer. This is really good too, though. We find that, we lengthen up, inhale. We exhale, we come into a little bit, just like we did with chair pose. Okay, strengthening those knees. Harriet and everybody else. Working on the shoulders here for Chris. This will also help us every time we come up, we're working on straight spine, and we're opening up there. And the upper body as well, upper spine. This time, let's stay on down and just stay here. Or if you want to work into the balance, take weight into your left foot and come to the ball of your right, and then start to feel like you can pick that up. Maybe you start to feel like you can cross it over. Maybe you feel like a chair would be really nice to hold on while you work on the legs. And we just stay working on picking up and finding where our balance is today. And everybody is in that place. 7 years for me to find both eagle pose. And then taking that leg down, bringing yourself back down, squat and bring yourself up. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Woo, exhale, left under right. Finding your cross. Inhale, lift. Just bend into the knees. Exhale. Maybe you want to bow a little bit. That's up to you. Inhale up. Exhale, take elbows down. Maybe bow. 2 more. Anusana, eagle pose here. Taking yourself up. I would have loved to be one of those first gurus and name these poses. I don't know how they came up with them, but they did. Come on down. This time I'm taking weight into my right foot, and I'm going to play with lifting that left foot up. Maybe just balancing on that big toe. Trying to keep my spine straight. Working towards eventually a cross. Eventually maybe a double wrap. It's eventual, let me tell you. But practice makes progress. Those chairs are there to help us at any moment, time or place. Release. Both feet planted, come down, rise and exhale, release. Take yourself up and exhale. All right, so now we're going to do similar arm, but we're gonna move with it. So and we're gonna be in a goddess squat. Okay, so go ahead and let your feet open up onto the carpet or the mat, whatever works for you. Come into that little goddess squat and rise up with straight legs. Inhale. And come into exhale, bend right under left, come into eagle arms. This is where we do Sividasana. And Sividasana is not static. It is moving. It's moving any way, any place with that ocean current. It's taking your piece of seaweed. And it's just a very free-form yoga, which so much isn't, right? More free-form yoga. We're inventing some. This was not my invention. This was somebody else's. My yoga training for this. A lot of the mothers that are laboring actually will do something like this to take their mind off of laboring. And then let's go ahead and rise on the straight legs. Exhale. And lift. And let's do the opposite. Exhale. So we're getting into those tight shoulders here.
What's the opposite?
Left is fine. I'm going left under. And then squatting down. Go ahead. Yeah, that looks good, Sparky. I like it. Yeah. These hybrid classes are actually quite fun. That's hilarious. Last night, we had a hybrid class with the chakra group, and we had 7 or 8 present in person and then 7 or 8 in the Zoom. And that worked. We were really nervous about it, but it went well. Squat on down, bring yourself up, inhale. And exhale, releasing those arms, rise up. Exhale, take yourself forward with hands here. And find those blocks, walk your feet in so that we're in more of a forward fold. Those comfortable, it sounds like you are, Harriet, with a complete forward fold, hands on the ground. Please feel free to go and do whatever is right for you. So we're in a straight spine here, straight legs. This is called a half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then you bend into the elbows if you're on the blocks. You let your forehead come down, and that's like coming into Uttanasana. Forward fold, maybe your hands are on the ground and your head, crown is reaching towards the ground. We're on the blocks. And then inhale, lift into straight spine. Exhale, maybe bend into the knees a little bit if that's a lot on the back of your legs. Inhale, lengthen. Flow through here. On that inhale, lengthen, our crowns are reaching towards one another. On the exhale, the crown reaches more towards the ground. You maybe bend into your knees or leave the legs long. But take that with an inhale and an exhale. Two more of these long full breaths.
So for osteoporosis, this is as low as you should really get.
Yes, you really don't want to put, what you want to do with it is be supported. Like that thing that you were saying, you watch online where they hold on to the elbows and they just swing. That's probably not good. But like Harriet said, for her, she's comfortable doing that still. All right. I would say that generally, don't force yourself to do anything like that.
Okay, but if I bend my knees and have my hands
Bending
on
your-
the
yes.
floor, that's not
You're
too
fine.
bad.
You're good. That's
Just
a good
don't
place.
swing.
You're very
Okay.
supported. And now I'm gonna go ahead and come on to my knees just for a moment because we're not staying there. And then we're going to come on to our backs with our heads in the center and our feet towards the back.
All right, so we're coming onto the ground, Sparky, all right? And we're gonna lay down with bent knees, okay? Are you good with getting down on the ground, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, get down,
It's
around,
great at getting that.
and blanket if you want on your head.
That means-
Depends how you want to be there. And have your knees bent and have the feet about hips distance, okay? And staying right there, or if you would like to take one of the blocks that might be within your reach, press into your feet, lift your hips and place a block right underneath your sacral area. You'll know where that is because it's gonna feel really good.
So is that good for you? I mean.
It's just a nice way to relax the hips.
Mm.
Let them rise up a little bit, let the circulatory system change just a bit. And it just is a nice kind of uplifting, relaxing feel. And let yourself just feel that. You're kind of weighted more on your shoulders now. The hips have taken a little bit of lightness to them. I'm going to take one foot off the ground, bring that knee in towards my head or chest. Okay, it's not going to actually come all the way there, but that's just the general direction. And then taking your fingers interlace underneath your thigh or underneath the kneecap. And you can bring that leg in maybe a little bit more there if you want. You don't have to force anything here. It's just some invitation to come into that hip flexor and really squeeze in there. And again, we're squeezing in to work with, once we release, there'll be a surge of blood flow that will feel just really nice coming out of this little bit bind. And then release it slowly, let that foot come back to the ground. Pick the other foot up and bring that knee in. You can just leave it there without your hands, or you can go ahead and do that interlacing and bring in the weight of your leg in towards your chest area a little bit more. Your foot can be flexed or pointed or just loose. Chin is tucked because we don't want to be coming into a lot of weight on the neck there. So have the weight be at the base of your skull more than in the neck. Then release your hands. Let's take one leg straight up. Feel yourself nicely planted on that block. If you're on the block, hands are flat, fingers down towards that other foot that's grounded still. And then pick up, if you want, the other leg. And now you're in a supported, almost shoulder stand here. But your neck has no pressure on it. And just feel that nice drain there. Similar to what we did earlier, Kristen, at the wall. And then go ahead, open up your knees and try to get your feet to touch. And you're going to look down and you're going to see this kind of diamond shape that you've made there. So you just bend your knees, take them outward, and then let the soles come together. Yeah.
Happy baby,
We're getting there.
Shavasana.
Talented baby.
Band it for your feet, okay.
Yeah, legs long, that's okay, legs long. And then bend your knees and bring the soles together. But now let's go to happy baby. So open up your legs and take your hands to your shins, maybe to your big toes, maybe to the side of your feet. And breathe here. So your legs are open and you've got really good opening there for external rotation of the hips. I'm gonna go ahead and place my feet back down. I'm gonna remove that block. I'm gonna let my hips be heavy on the ground. Notice that difference there. Knees in,
Feet walk to the edges of your mat. Squeeze shoulders together, that lifts the chest up. Chin slightly tucks. Big deep breaths in and out through your belly. We haven't done any big twists, and again, the twists should be moderated depending on your spinal health. Bring your feet up together, legs are together, arms are out at just an angle away from you there. I'm going to take one knee over the other, like you're crossing your legs. Hold in at your belly. So this is another tip, Luann. When you're coming in and out of twists with osteoporosis, have a strong core. And you're going to want to just take the knees a little bit to, let's say, the left or the right, and then look in the opposite direction. Other people may want to go farther in their twist. I'm not going far today because of my lower spine. I'm getting a little bit, because that spine can twist in all kinds of ways. It doesn't always have to be the most severe, the greatest distance. And then bring your feet, your foot that's grounded back flat. Let your legs come over to the other side. And with control. And then look in the opposite direction. And again, some of us will really release those legs down, coming into a deep twist. Others, you're going to come into strength in the core, which is going to strengthen that lower spine. Maybe we don't need to come into such a big, heavy-duty twist. Bring those knees back up. And then cross, uncross and recross. So the opposite foot is grounded. Come into a strong core. Take the legs over to one side. Look in the other. Only coming over just a bit, right? So you're feeling the difference, Luann?
Yeah, what about sciatica? Would you also not do such a strong twist?
Right, exactly. You're going to want to stay more symmetrical when you're doing sciatic. So sciatic, I wouldn't cross my leg. I would keep them together.
Really?
I would keep them together
Slam.
and I would, yes,
But not a really vigorous twist either, right?
not a big, well, the sciatic depends just where it is, but if it's in that base, that like center of your glute, the twists won't affect that so much, okay, as in the hip. But yeah, you don't want to go too severe. Bring it back up if you switch the opposite direction. And then take your both feet off the ground, cross at the ankles, and let's see how we do with rolling ourselves up from here, okay? I'm not sure if my back's gonna do that today. I'm gonna do it with one leg and roll myself up that way. And then let's turn back to the center and find maybe a blanket to sit on or a block. So kind of come together here. All right, so we're back to seated on the ground. Sparky, or if you want to get on your chair. I'm coming into Sukhasana, but you guys can come into, I want you to find the seating that feels good to you. We did that today earlier, and everybody took a different pose. Whatever you feel like, please do it. You can be into a full Sukhasana, you can be into lotus, full lotus, you can take that other leg and put it up there. You can be into Tadasana right here. You can be into the staff pose, all right? Wherever you are, let's work on that spine like you're up against the wall, okay? And find yourself. And I like to have something under my hips too, so that my hips can be maybe a little higher than my knees. Finding length, finding breath. Linking those two, mind and body, to calm us. Let's just thank our spine with a little bit of last openings for it.
One hand down, the other one reaches up, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift. One more time each side, you guys, your breath, okay? Good. All right. So those side stretches, take your hands behind you, interlace, push down, squeeze. Yeah, and Chrissy decided to be in a hero's pose. That's another good one too. Find a straight spine, opening up through our chest cavity here, opening up through our throat chakra, letting our third eye reach towards the heavens, squeezing into those shoulders that get so tight. And then bringing ourselves up into a straight spine, releasing arms, take them up, elongate, interlace, push away. The exhale, let's take them down. Let's do seated cat-cow. I mentioned earlier we can do that either way. So here we are, chest forward, look up, inhale. Exhale, curl, tuck around, and you can do that in any of those seated positions that you guys have chosen to be in, okay? Sitting in a chair, this is a really good thing to break up that seated chair time. And wherever that chair is that you sit in the day a lot, sofa, whatever, just check and see really how anatomically positive is that seated area for you. I'm finding that the sofa that we have is not really good for my back. It's hard when I want to sit and hold Mark's hand, and lately I haven't been able to because that sofa just isn't working for me. Let's sit up straight, take and cross one hand over. Here we go. So for you, Lou Ann, take and cross your hand up higher. And when you come into the twist, just twist this upper body and keep the other part of you from twisting that lower part. And this, that you still want some flexibility in that spine, in the upper spine. It's just our lower spine has taken so much abuse through our years of forward folding that we want to be careful with that area with any osteoporosis. Go ahead and lean, bring back forward, release. Take your hand over for it around here and take that twist of choice, okay? Where is that going to be? Releasing slowly. That's the other thing. Always come out of your posture, especially twists, nice and slowly. Okay. Arms rise up, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. I honor the place in you. Why don't you guys repeat that and maybe you'll learn that little mantra. I honor the place in you where the universe dwells. I honor that place in you
Honor that place in you.
where there is love,
Where there is love,
where there is light,
where there is light,
where there is peace and joy.
where there is peace and joy.
For when you are in that place in you,
When you're in that place in you,
and I am in that place in me,
and I am in that place in you,
we are connected, we are one.
we are connected, we are one.
That's what the word namaste means. Namaste, you guys.
Namaste.
And my Kristen, I said, namaste. No, I'm not gonna stay. Namaste.